Hey everybody, this is a grumpy old guy gaming, and today we're going to take a look at Tower of Doom for the Intellivision. You saw the 1986 copyright go across the screen there. This is an early dungeon crawler style game. As you can see, I chose the Novice dungeon. It's going to be a 6th-floor dungeon. You actually have a surprising little uh, variance in cast of characters to choose from. I'm taking the knight here. It's a good little intermediate difficulty. As you can see, our characters up in the right hand side of the screen there. That main window is where the adventure is happening. In the upper left hand corner you've got a mini map, and on the bottom left is your inventory screen. You'll see that little gray hand icon next to the question mark moving quite a bit. That's you physically interacting with the items. The weapons, I have 3 lances there in purple, and the one off to the right of the hand is the one currently equipped. I've also got a piece of food, sort of symbolized by that green like drumstick, chicken or turkey leg. There you see my equipped lance just turned green as I defeated that monster. Got a couple potions, and I picked up a hammer as well. Moving into the next part of the map here, as you go through each screen, the mini-map fills out more. There I fought a rat, killed in one shot. Got tracked down by a little like sturge or bat. Once again took it out in one shot. We're here on the 1st floor. One thing I would like to mention, traps are aplenty, and this one here is a fire trap hidden in the room, not guaranteed to burn you every time you go through it, but it can burn through your health if you're not careful. Health, as you'll see, is in the bottom right corner there with the shields. The shields indicate your current level of health, and the black bar behind it is your potential max hit points, though there are ways to extend your hit points beyond that amount. That little orange circle there I keep stumbling into is a confusion trap. And anytime you hit it, it starts messing with the directions you're pressing randomly. That flashing white circle is a stun trap. It'll paralyze you if you so much as touch it. There I tried my best to get around the confusion trap, which we navigated pretty successfully. Found myself in another dead-end room there. And now we've pretty much canvassed the bottom of this floor. Fought that little serpent there. As you can see, I can also throw the lances if you don't want to get in close combat with a monster and you have a lance or a bow. You can attempt to fire at them from a distance. It helps, but I do find ranged attacks will degrade the value of a weapon quicker. Take this rat out here, and again, I'm just worried about triggering that trap, which I do again, and now I'm going to be going all haywire. Typically when I hit a confusion trap, I'll walk in any direction other than the intended one. I figure the odds are just as good of going the right way. Every now and then you'll see me pause as well, and that's just me hoping that the effect wears off. Now, as you can see, every time I am making contact with this white circle, whether I'm moving or not, the game is deciding whether or not the trap will trigger. There's actually a little bit of a chime if you hear it in the background there. I've got it turned down low. There's not really much in the way of background noise. There's usually just a rhythmic percussion sound like the stomping of feet, and then the sound effects for when you're activating items or attacking or whatnot. There's a really high-pitched chime that goes with that stun trap. You saw I activated a magic item there. I also picked up some boots. I've never been able to figure out what the boots do. They just kind of sit there in my inventory. Typically I'll dump them first chance I get. Kill this sturge here, and you see that little orange static square? That is a teleporter trap. I'm gonna exhaust every option I have before taking it, and then the problem with the teleporter trap is typically they're in the way of where you need to go to find the stairs to the next level, but there's no guarantee it's going to teleport you closer to those stairs. It's just going to pick a random part of the floor and drop you right down there. First time it took us back into the right side. Here it actually dropped us further up, but in an area we've already explored. It dropped us in a room that we had previously skipped. So we, for the third time, go back in and up, and now it's dropped us in the far right again. So this teleporter trap is really becoming a bit of a time sink, and time is an important thing to keep track of. As you could have guessed by the fact that there's food in our inventory, as we're teleported clear to the other side of the map, or in the bottom left now, and I hit the confusion trap. Not a smart play by myself, that was more out of frustration than anything. But as more and more time goes by, your character will eventually start to get hungry, and their vitality will wane. You'll actually start to lose health. Not unheard of in the time. I do believe there were some dungeon crawlers on the PC that had a hunger effect at this time by now, but certainly this would have been one of that first wave to go so in depth, I would imagine. Especially on a home console where, things usually weren't that in depth at the time. Just sort of taking that path down to see if it leads anywhere. Unfortunately, it is a bit of a dead end. There we got a couple combats. Green Lance sitting there. I should have probably dropped the boots for those, but yeah, I didn't think of it at the time. Fight that Sturge there, and now my Lance is degraded to orange. The colors, some dungeons the colors are fixed, some dungeons it's random. So depending on what board you would choose to play, if you saw like a green ring and it turned out to be a ring of protection in the novice board, it's not guaranteed to be that same ring of protection in every field. So if you're playing this game a bunch, it's good to take notes on the things. Here I'm going to drop the shoes. We finally got teleported to the area with the stairs. And as you can see, when we got it, it gives you that arrow down, which we'll take, and you see the little footprints, and there's a stomping sound. Here we are in level 2. And we'll start to map this out. It's your typical dungeon crawler. It's equal parts exploration and combat. As you can see, I sort of ran from combat real quick and entered in, so the Sturge would be stunned and allowed me to get first strike in there. Message there, life force is low, so I know I need to eat sometime soon here. I'm full on inventory, so I'm going to go ahead, eat some food, and replenish my life force, which allows me to grab that ring. Says my healing is hastened, so that worked out really, really well. Lost a little bit of the health I had just gained to that serpent battle, but again, it's already refilling. Almost back up to full health already. And there we go, all topped off. There's this Sturge flying around in that room, not too eager to open it. A lot of times you have to open a room to see if there's any treasure or the like in there, but if I see a monster floating around, unless it's vital for me to carry on, I'll usually skip it. Again, just fleshing out the map a little bit. Here's a room. We'll go ahead and take a look, see if there's anything in here. Pretty empty so far. Nah, it seems to be a bit of an empty room there. Neat shape, though. That serpent took a few shots. And the lance is now the blue color, so if we keep using it, it's eventually going to get so bad that it's going to break. And that typically throws me for a loop because I'm not paying too much attention, and it'll break, and then it won't be equipped in my next combat. I'll just sort of be standing there looking at the monster. Picked up a green ring. Defeat the Sturge there. Another lance. This dungeon was being very generous with the weapons, I note. You may recognize part of this. You see the stairs there, and that little candlestick is There, I'm going to use the Ring of Protection. That candlestick is just treasure, but activating a treasure will sort of cash it in and give you extra experience. And as you build up experience, you can get more health. Level 3 now, and you can see there's already a dead monster in the room as we pick up a bow. Let's work our way down now. A few different options here. We'll go to the right first. Take out the Scourge. Our lance is now gray. As I was saying, I used this Tower of Doom footage as a bit of a backdrop for a dot hack fragment upload last week. I believe it was the Fragment Friday run, the Tower of Doom, so if you're interested, go ahead and check that out. Moving through this little maze area here. And again, we lock into the stairs nice and quick, so we'll take those down. I believe this takes us to the 4th floor already, yeah. Saw a teleporter there, which again, I don't want to mess with if I don't have to. We're in the upper left portion of the map. Try a potion, said that feels good. Which I'm assuming is beneficial in some way, though I'm not quite sure how, because we were pretty close to full health anyway. Past the door there, down this long corridor, moving into a room, which has a couple offshoots to the left and right. Further left, bends down and run into a rat, do our retreat and re-enter combat trick. You'll notice a lot of these rooms are sort of repeating from floor to floor. There were only so many preset tiles as far as hallway and room arrangements. They sort of get rearranged a little depending on the floors and the types. There you can see our weapon's gone, and I didn't realize it in time. I activated that battle. Now I'm going to retreat so we can equip a lance, and it was an easy enough battle. We take that rat out in one shot. But important to note that weapons can degrade to that point, and it's important to be careful to always have some spare along. You don't want to get tied to one weapon and then it becomes useless and all of a sudden you're a sitting duck. There I chanced the fire trap and we lucked out there. We passed through it twice incident free. Here's a freeze trap, and I'm going to check out this room here. Ring of Protection we know because we'd used one in the previous floor, so we'll go ahead and activate that just to keep the spot clear in our inventory. And maybe it'll give us a little bit of luck here with the freeze trap. Not so much on the first couple passes through, and ooh, really bad luck. A serpent finds us while we're frozen, and we are helpless as it starts to attack us. We do eventually kill it, but then we come out of the trap, it activates again, and we're frozen for this rat. Takes a good chunk out of our health. That's 2 combats down before we could get through this trap, and make that a 3rd as we're frozen in place as a Scourge finds us. It makes quite a meal out of our first shield of health, but that will regenerate. We eventually do get through, fight that Scourge, and pick up a bright pink potion en route to the stairs. This will take us to the 5th floor already. Fantastic time through here, especially for all of this time in the stun traps. Go ahead, check out this area. Let's go ahead, hit this bright pink potion, and turns out it was a freezing potion, so we are once again stuck in place as though we had triggered a freeze trap. Yet another thing to note, just like there are good items and magical items to help you, there are also weapons in bad shape and potions that are somewhat cursed in nature. Here we come up against a basilisk type creature. Those things, if they hit you, can do a ton of damage. And with 4 shields, it's not out of the realm of possibility that it could have one-shot me there. So glad it went down in a hurry. Go ahead and explore these rooms. Again, the mini-map is going to highlight in gray there any tile you step on. See that little gray pyramid in the bottom? That is to represent, I believe, a pile of coins. Yeah, let's go ahead and, well, we'll drop, what do I end up dropping? I want to say, maybe, yeah. Okay, I go ahead and consume that potion, and it's a potion of fortitude. It gave me some extra shields of health. And then we cashed in those pile of coins as a treasure, and it gave us more max health. So we're up to 6 shields worth of health as a maximum, and we're sitting there on 8 shields. And then we get the message that our life force is low, so we go ahead and eat, but it drops us down to our normal max. Hit a freeze trap there and luck out. It was only one brief second we were paused more than anything before rolling on our way, as though it wasn't there at all. Check out this little room here and we find a gray hood. We put that cloak on, it says, that helped. That description doesn't. I should really look up what that helped means. I suppose it means it aided in some way. It didn't hurt. That was my redundant explanation of the upload. Coming to the stairs to the final floor, just sort of fleshing out the map because I like to. We go in, and a bit of humorous situation there as I took the stairs down. It swapped my weapon with a piece of food, which I again in gameplay didn't notice at first. So re-equipping the lance. This one gets to that bright blue color, so I know it's on the way out. But I still have that hammer in backup as well as the bow and arrow. Use that magical item for protection there before fighting the basilisk, past the poison gas trap, and fight a sturge. Just gonna try and get away without that rat seeing me, and we once again get stuck in a freeze trap. I would say the freeze trap and the confusion trap are by far and away the worst parts of this. Walk right in, fight a rat, and it was guarding a necklace, so we'll go ahead and cash that necklace in as treasure. That's 3 pretty good treasure finds in this dungeon. For a novice dungeon, that's a pretty good run. Take out this other basilisk here. Again, we're in the 6th floor, so pretty near the end of it at this point. Gotta get past this rat here. Of course, we're looking for one more set of stairs. That'll be our exit out of the tower. There's a little medallion. Cash that in, and another necklace. So we're making out, like, a lot of treasure here in this final floor. Really racking that score up. You'll see it here at the end. The game will actually score your progress in terms of experience and treasure accrued. Pick up some more boots, which again don't seem to do much of anything for you. See a rat down that way, maybe chance the other hall. No, that's a dead end, so we'll head up. Got a fire trap there, and a dead end here up top, so we're gonna chance the fire trap. Again, get through it incident free and find ourselves back in the... Okay, there's the stairs. Well, let's just flesh out this screen. Hey, there's another treasure. It looks like another necklace. Go ahead, drop the bow for now, pick up the necklace, cash that in. Fight this basilisk, which had found us in the interim, before picking the bow back up. And, yeah, let's head out. So there's our stairs down through the bottom of the tower, and then you'll get a little cutscene where the drawbridge opens up and our knight bravely escapes the Tower of Doom. There you see our final stats. Let's pause here and take a look at it. Strength is at 14, stamina 11, diplomacy and tower level are both at 7. One thing I didn't do there, it's actually a neat little option, especially for a game of this time. If you can't fight or don't want to try fighting, you can try equipping an item, and perhaps this is what the boots are best used for. and dropping it in front of the monster in that close combat screen as a bribe. And if you're lucky, you'll be able to run and the monster will leave you alone. Uh, Things like that, if they work, will up your diplomacy level, but I'm not one for diplomacy in a fantasy dungeon crawler. It's all about the hack and slash for me. We got 3,960 experience and picked up 1,570 points worth of treasure. All in all, not too bad a run, and I'm glad you could join me for it here. This has been a Grumpy Old Guy Gaming, thanking you for watching this video, and we'll catch you in the next one.